Hey there YouTube, it's Mountain Man 3225. Call KK4RQO. Name Cody for all of my ham operating buddies out there watching this video on YouTube and those who are checking out via QRZ. That's QRZ.com for those of you who are not familiar with it. I'm sure most all ham operators are. Anyhow, in this video we'll be showing y'all basically the shack tour and what's been upgraded, what's been removed, all that stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff I've gotten over the past few months. We got, the new radios and the new, several other pieces of equipment. And figured I'd show a fresh, the tower and the antennas in a different light. So with that, let's go on ahead and get on with the tour. As always, please rate, comment, subscribe, and hey, try to get me a holler on some of the repeaters. South Carolina, hang around there. Anderson, Greenville, Greer. The 610 over in Greer, I'm on there sometimes. I'm on the 145-130 over in, I believe it's on the same tower, so I think I put that as Greer too, but I think it's Greenville. Anyways, those two repeaters, I hang around in the 146-760 off of Stone Mountain. And there's a few others I hang around on. I do work 20 meters some, so if you hear me out there, just please give me a holler and let me know if you saw this video, I'd like to know who all seen it. So anyhow, let's get on with the shack tour. And as always, y'all just please rate, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and thank you. Alrighty, everybody. Well, this is basically the improved tour of what I work with every day. So we got our tower here. I waited until the light got just right for this. I'll back up a little bit for you here. You can see it. There we go. And of course, as you can see up here, we got the Channel Master 9521A rotor, Cushcraft 10 element A148 10S beam. And one day this will be upgraded, but for now it works. The Antron 99 for about everything I do on that radio. I've talked 20 meters on it pretty good. I talk 15, 17, 10, and 12 when they open. So it looks a little bent, it is, but it does a job. I jokingly call this my leaning tower of antennas. But it does okay. And then I'll show you a little something I use over here also. Most folks spend a lot of money on line for the rotor. Me, I just use your standard drop cord, heavy duty drop cord. All you need is 3 wires and they don't have to carry much current, so what I use and it does just fine. Of course, got all of my coax here, the RG Mini 8. And then I'll wrap that up through the window here, and I'm going to stop the camera for a minute. Back up here, and there's the crank for the tower. But I'm going to stop the camera and we'll show you the inside. Okay, you'll have to excuse the mess, but then again, if you ain't got a messy ham shack, what kind of an operator are you? So I'm going to sit down here for a minute. Anyways, so we picked up a HP laptop, and as you'll see here, I'm going to try and focus it in here. We've got net logger up, and then log for OM. Let me reach over here and close this up. Oh, and one more thing here. Forgot about this. We also have chirp, so I can program bow fangs. So we have that. We got net logger, and this is my all-time favorite. It's called log for OM. You can look that up on YouTube. I use that for logging contacts, and of course, search stuff there as far as that goes. Also, we have there we go. Sorry, had a piece on my camera going nuts. We have the updated version of the UV5R, the Baofeng BF 8 FHP or something like that. I forget the model. 8-watt Baofeng. Like it pretty good. So we got that for our HT, and of course they'll go in the same charging dock. And my radios. I'll just share out of the way for a minute. Pretty good electric light here. Alrighty. Now we've upgraded the 2900. We have the Yaesu FTM 3200 digital analog system fusion radio, and it's running. It's broadcasting the Georgia Tech repeater right now. Kind of hard to see it because, of course, the lights, you know, the backlit display is a little bright. So, and then of course got the LDG YT1200, which is pretty much the same deal as in the last video. The only difference is the radio for VHS been upgraded, and I got rid of that studio setup, so we're back on the stock Yaesu hand mic. It's not just that, it's like that pretty good. Of course, the 450 still same old, same old. Let's see here. This one second, there we go. So. Kind of scary. But I got it tuned in to WRWH out of Cleveland. Excuse me there. And then of course got all of our usual bands, which are probably dead right now. The other thing, of course, which if you've checked my channel out, you've probably seen it, of course, the control box for the 9521A Channel Master rotor, and the remote. Right there. So I can input any coordinates for that antenna and it'll swing to it, or I can hit a memory channel. All the above from that remote. So, power that up. As you'll notice, it says C02, that's channel 02, and that's 204 degrees heading. That's for most of the stuff in Atlanta. Our next piece is the Alinco 330FX power supply, 30 amp, and I like it pretty good. That's what all my radios are running on. I also have another power supply, which I forget the model on, the 25 amp. No, it might be a little more than that. I don't know. But anyhow, so, and of course, you know, that's the power setting, right? And then of course got some wires hooked up to that. Now, you probably wondering what those wires go to. This is another piece of new equipment I picked up for the ham shack. I'll zoom you out and roll you to right here. This is the Mirage B320G amplifier. I love this thing. It's a 200 watt VHF amplifier, which is complete with sideband delay, preamp, and of course, you know, your power. So we're going to flip this over to FM. Leave the preamp and the power on. It's got a nice fan underneath it. Keep it nice and cool, and it works great. It's got a switch on the back of it, which I'll see if I can get back here and show it to you. Let's see, I can probably swing it around here and get around here and show you the thing. I don't know, but we'll try. It's kind of hard to see it back here, but this little switch right here where my finger is. Now, let me get my... Yeah, you can kind of see it there. That little switch right there, that switches between high and low. Now the high and low setting, let's slide it back where it goes. The high and low setting is basically for whatever radio you're going to do. If you use a bass, you put it on high if you want to. If your radio does 50 watts, that'll get you 200. Excuse me there, I'm kind of tired. 200. Or, if you want to run your whole station cool, I mean your amp, power supply, your, you know, everything here. If you want to run your whole station from the radio to the amp cool, this is what I do. I put the amp on low power, which means the max wattage you'll drive into is about 10 watts or 5 watts or something like that. 5 or 10 watts. So, you do that, and I think it's 10 watts for an HT, and you run your radio on that, you're going to get 200 out and run less power for your radio. So that's what I do. Now, basically, and there's a lot of videos that explains the 3200, but I figured I'd just show you all the, you know, the new radio there. But yeah, the amp is a godsend, and I'll show you an example here. We're going to go to this is a repeater in Buckhead, Georgia, which is probably about 80 or 90 miles away from me. Oh yeah, and another thing is, you'll notice I didn't think about the BC light over there. That's too much input power. So you'll quickly flip it off, and I'll reset that. Now we're going to go in here and put it on low. Oh, yeah, and you hold this button down to put it on low, medium, or high. So it'll be 5, 30, and 65. So we're going to put it on 5. That's how you do your squelch. You just press it. So we're going to go to, we're going to do this. And watch this. Watch radio.
From Buckhead, this is the WB4 RTH repeater.
So there you go. We just hit the Buckhead repeater. That's Hiawassee, Georgia.
Hey Jim, I did hear KM4 Papa.
So anyhow, this is pretty much what all we've done with the shack. Of course, HF's still the same. Just the difference is we've changed up, and also we have the cost, the headphones, but I think I showed those in the last video. Studio headphones, cost AAA studio headphones. So that's pretty much it. We'll say 7-3s until next time. This is Mountain Man 3225, call sign KK4RQO, operator Cody, and we'll catch y'all in the next video. See ya.